Alien on Earth is old news. These cunning creatures are now up towards Mars, be it crafts, crashing down, or still zooming through our airspace. These extraterrestrials are up to no good. So tag along as we take a look at times when alien existence seemed more than just a myth. Here's another NASA photo of Mars showing something strange. A weird shape on the planet's dusty ground, looking like a UFO crash. The long parallel lines leading to a disc shape, half buried, looked like the ship had a heck of ride coming down. People began to debate what it could be. Was it a leftover from an old Martian civilization, or maybe a sign of alien visitors? Some experts had simple explanations, but others couldn't let go of the idea that it might be something mysterious. With no clear answers, the mystery remains, making us wonder what hidden secrets lie in the Martian sands. Another picture from Mars has left the internet folks confused. The giant metallic object seemed to be embedded in the surface. A crashed UFO or a craft sent from Earth? The jury's still out on this one. Giant spaceship. A fighter pilot spotted a strange flying object that seemed to appear out of nowhere as he flew over the desert. At first, it moved closer to the plane's wing, but after getting near and spotting the missile attached to the wing, it quickly backed away. The mysterious craft changed its path, as if deciding to keep its distance. Not everything in the sky is what it seems, and maybe there are others watching us up there. Crash landing. On June 25th, 2024, a woman uploaded a video that captured the internet's attention. In her backyard, she filmed an unidentified object hovering between the trees, emitting an array of orange lights arranged in a semicircle. The spooky sound it made was unlike any vehicle she had ever encountered. The video left viewers wondering and speculating about what she had witnessed. Was it a secret military craft? An alien spaceship? Face off. Outbacks are vast, but they also hold many mysteries. A group of soldiers was at their training camp when a strange glow caught their attention. A disc-shaped object hovered silently, casting a soft blue beam of light downward. The mysterious craft moved as if it was searching for a landing spot. The brave soldiers jumped into action, but their defensive tactics had no effect. As the UFO remained completely unaffected, it seemed as if aliens were no longer afraid of being caught. Forest crash. A camper's night in the forest took an unexpected turn when strange noises drew him from his tent. Outside, he discovered a shocking sight. A large metallic object broken into pieces, as if it had crashed nearby. A round light on the debris still glowed in the darkness. As he tried making sense of what he was seeing, he noticed some movement nearby. When he flashed the light, there was a tall, bald figure with a muscular body standing among the bushes. He moved closer and seemed to be searching in the darkness, as it appeared right in front of his camera, and the video ended abruptly. Egypt UFO. After exploring discoid, dome, and ball-shaped UFOs, it's time to uncover a UFO you may have never seen before. A tour guide was on duty when he spotted movement in the sky and quickly grabbed his camera. A strange sound filled the area as a flying object appeared behind the mountains. Due to the low visibility and unusual sound, he first mistook it for a helicopter. But when he zoomed in, he captured a pyramid-shaped UFO landing in the Egyptian desert. Next time you visit the pyramids, keep your eyes on the sky. Those ancient structures might not be the only pyramids around. Desert alien. An industrial worker noticed a massive figure moving across the barren landscape. At first glance, it seemed like just another shadow in the heat, but as he zoomed in, the details were clear. A brownish creature, walking upright on two legs, long arms hanging at its sides. Before the worker could get a closer look, the figure vanished into the desert. Some viewers were quick to suggest it could be an unknown creature trying to hide in the surroundings, especially with its hunched back and towering frame. Pyramid UFO. Moscow's skies started a worldwide chain of mysterious sightings. In 2009, witnesses in Russia spotted a gigantic pyramid-shaped mysterious object hovering over the Moscow Kremlin. It was a UFO estimated to be up to a mile wide, which reminded many of us about the Imperial cruiser from Star Wars. But Moscow wasn't alone in this strange experience. A similar object appeared over Dubai's Burj Khalifa, only visible when struck by light. The pattern continued when the Navy reported seeing a pyramid-shaped UFO near the Pentagon. Roswell crash site. In 1947, the Roswell incident in New Mexico sparked endless UFO theories. The site became famous when a farmer claimed to find a flying saucer in his field. A determined geologist spent nearly 10 years searching the crash area with infrared tech and metal detectors. Since 2011, he has found dozens of twisted metal fragments. Strangely, these were unusually compact and tiny. The discovery of these unique metal pieces has kept Roswell's mystery alive, drawing tourists hoping to find traces of alien visitors. Russian UFO crash.
What you see under the electron microscope is mind-boggling. The scientists who investigated this came to the conclusion that these items are artificially made out of tungsten and molybdenum.
Russian geologists hunting for gold made an odd discovery in the Ural Mountains in 1991. 30 feet underground, they found tiny metal coils and springs made of tungsten and molybdenum. These materials matched the metal fragments found at Roswell. Strangely, they were similar to parts used in modern technology. Interestingly, many visitors also reported seeing cigar-shaped crafts near the mountains. Could Russia become the next Roswell? The mountains keep their secrets for now. Mysterious monolith. In November 2020, officials from Utah spotted a shiny metal monolith while in the desert and decided to check it out. The structure was made of metal sheets shaped into a triangle. Interestingly, it was taller than the people who found it. Some thought it could be a piece of art, leftover movie stuff, or even an alien object. As the site gained attention and people started visiting the site, visitors reported seeing a dark, shadowy figure nearby, leading many to speculate that it was an alien, hinting at the possibility that the monolith could be related to a UFO. UFO with alien. An online video took the internet by storm, showing a strange metallic object among the Andean mountains. The craft, with a bluish structure and a dome, displayed symbols and patterns that appeared to blend ancient Andean art with an otherworldly design. As the camera moved, viewers spotted a figure, an alien-like being standing still on a bridge. The footage sparked speculation that it could be art from the Area 21 exhibit in Cusco, Peru. UFO crash retrieval. When this clip surfaced online, people thought it was proof of alien visit. The metallic saucer with a smooth, round shape and a domed top featuring circular glass windows and a flat bottom with holes that looked like they could release air, suggesting advanced flight technology. They loaded it onto a flatbed truck and decided to take it to the authorities. In another similar incident, on April 20th, 2024, in Neuquén, Argentina, a group of workers discovered a mysterious dome-shaped disc object that looked like it came straight out of a sci-fi movie. Many people witnessed the sight as it was transported along the road between Andacolo and Chosmalal in Chile. Do you think it was evidence that aliens had visited us? UFO. A local was lucky enough to witness this rare sight. He spotted movement in the sky, a mysterious craft hovering right there in plain sight, but soon it wasn't there. No smoke, no noise, just gone. It made him wonder, if aliens are real, their technology must be light years ahead of ours. They can travel without a trace, and who knows what else they're capable of. Petrified bones. If you're a space enthusiast, here's some exciting news. NASA's Mars rover recently made a fascinating discovery. While cruising across the Martian surface, the rover snapped photos and gathered data. In one image, scientists noticed a strange object lying on the surface. Upon zooming in, it resembled the skeletal remains of an animal, possibly a backbone. This finding sparked questions about the possibility of life on Mars. And that's not all. Other unexplained images showed what looked like a Martian tool, seashells, and even hints of Martian flora. Could this suggest a hidden civilization on Mars, or is it just our imagination at play? Let me know what you think in the comments. Metallic craft. A California driver got more than just sunshine on his morning commute on June 23, 2023. He saw a gleaming round object hovering in the sky above his car. The metallic craft reminded him of the golden snitch from Harry Potter, only this one didn't have any wings. Unlike regular aircraft that move around, its ability to hover without moving suggests some kind of advanced technology. Maybe otherworldly beings are studying us just as much as we're trying to understand them. Desert orb. A youngster was enjoying a test flight with his new drone camera when he spotted an odd black object close to his drone. Curious, he moved his drone in different directions to see what would happen. Sure enough, the mysterious visitor copied every move. The unidentified craft moved back and forth, sometimes rushing ahead of the drone, other times falling behind, but always returning to follow it. As it zoomed even closer to the drone, the boy noticed that it also had yellow patterns on its sides that might be night headlights. If these strange objects appear so often, perhaps birds have been witnessing these odd visitors far more than we ever will. Cigar UFO.
Look at how slow that thing is moving.
On September 14th, 2019, a man from his homestead surrounded by the desert spotted an unusual object flying in the sky. It was huge and moving slowly, tilting back and forth. At first, he thought it might be a blimp, but instead of a rounded body, it had a long, cylindrical shape which made it different. Suddenly, it started to slope down, heading toward the mountains in the distance. What if he followed the craft? Would he be able to meet beings from another galaxy? You never know when we can expect another video from him.
It's cigar-shaped, a blimp. It's not big and fat and round.
Perseverance rover. In March 2021, NASA's Perseverance rover landed on Mars with a mission to search for signs of ancient life, like microscopic organisms or traces of DNA. But in one panoramic photo, something unexpected appeared. A thin shape hovering about 20 meters above the Martian surface. Could this be proof of extraterrestrial life? Speculations about Martian life spread quickly. However, scientists were quick to debunk the excitement, explaining that the object was simply a camera glitch caused by bad pixels. A common issue in imaging devices, so the so-called Martian aliens turned out to be nothing more than a technical error for now. C-shaped UFO. This sight over Busan, South Korea was captured when locals spotted this strange, white object speeding through the skies. The object seemed to have a thick C shape, but no one was sure what it was, as its color and shape changed after a while. Some suggested it could be a military craft. Others had ideas about extraterrestrial activity, but with no confirmation, the site remained unidentified. Smoking UFO. While investigating a bizarre UFO phenomenon in Chile, a team of experts came across this unusual footage. A military official presented a clip recorded by a Chilean Navy helicopter in 2014. The footage showed a small, oval-shaped object hovering in the sky before suddenly releasing a dark trail behind it. The video has left both the military and Chilean anomalous aerial activity investigators puzzled. After consulting an expert, they concluded that the object was not man-made. It maintained a temperature of 700 degrees Fahrenheit, far hotter than any conventional aircraft could withstand. This discovery only deepened the mystery surrounding the event. Lightning ball. A viral video puzzled viewers as it showed a flat, disc-shaped craft with an unusual blue light. The light started to dim slowly, only to brighten again moments later. This strange pattern continued, making it seem like the craft was trying to keep its power steady. After several minutes of this light show, something even more bizarre happened. The whole craft suddenly shrank to the size of a tiny dot. It moved higher into the sky, then completely disappeared. Many viewers believed they had just watched the UFO enter another dimension right before their eyes. Flight capture. What if you found out that you were being stalked while traveling on a passenger? A passenger was enjoying the view from her window when she saw a frisbee coming toward the plane. Frisbee at 30,000 feet. How? But as it got closer, its true form became clear. It was a flat UFO without any dome, with two glowing lights that looked like eyes watching the plane. The craft began moving downward and then flew away at high speed, perhaps trying to stay hidden from the curious passenger. Shiny object. During the desert safari, tourists noticed an odd object beyond the usual landscapes. From their sitting position, they spotted a shiny object zipping across the desert sky. The craft caught the sunlight like polished aluminum, standing out against the sandy backdrop. Though it was nearly a mile away, they could see it moving. But before they could get a proper look, the mysterious object had vanished into the desert horizon, leaving them to wonder what they'd witnessed in the middle of nowhere. Bizarre saucer. A viral video from a hiker's trip left viewers surprised. The footage showed a UFO suddenly appearing in the clear mountain sky. It stayed in the air as if observing the sight below. Its metallic surface made it stand out against the mountain backdrop. Just as the UFO started to move closer to the ground, the video abruptly ended. Many viewers were amazed by how it moved, while others wondered where it came from. White Sands Desert. A New Mexico local witnessed an odd aerial show in the White Sands Desert. The craft, shaped like a semicircle, moved quickly before it started to lose height. Though it struggled to stay up and managed to rise briefly, its efforts didn't last long and began to descend rapidly, as if its engine had failed. The craft crashed into the desert ground with a huge impact. It didn't just break, it shattered completely, scattering hundreds of small, shiny pieces. The scattered fragments in the air created a dazzling display, almost like a light show in the middle of the desert. Crop circle formation. In a remote village, farmers awoke to a shocking sight. The field was flattened. A huge crop circle spanning hundreds of feet had appeared overnight. Witnesses reported hearing strange, multi-dimensional frequencies just before the formation emerged. Soon, researchers arrived and discovered altered soil and magnetic anomalies in the area. They suggested that this phenomenon was beyond human capability, hinting at a mystery not of this world. Some villagers speculated it could be a sign of advanced civilizations from outwardly beings, challenging their understanding of the universe. Wadi al-Hitan. Ever heard of Whale Valley? Back in 1989, researchers in Wadi al-Hitan, Egypt, uncovered a whale fossil with remnants of front feet, revealing that whales once roamed on land. This area, submerged under a shallow sea 40 million years ago, preserved fossils due to its dry climate. But the valley's secrets didn't stop there. In 2005, the valley revealed another surprise: hind feet fossils of a different whale. These discoveries, including the famous Basilosaurus, trace the evolutionary path of whales from land to ocean giants. Now a UNESCO World Heritage Site, Whale Valley continues to unlock prehistoric secrets. spacecraft. A tourist saw a large object moving in the sky while hiking through the deserted, foggy mountains. Its strange movement caught his eye from miles away. At first, it looked like a robot with arms, but as he zoomed in, the shape became clearer. The object had 3 rods sticking out from its top, almost like antennas, but with an odd design. It continued to move in circles, slowly drifting away until it disappeared into the fog. It seemed to notice the man, and decided to leave the scene, as if trying to hide from the world. From outer space. In July 2022, a farmer in Number Vale stumbled upon what he first thought was just old machinery on his property. However, upon closer inspection, he realized it was something far more mysterious. Not long after, his neighbor also discovered a piece of debris nearby, sparking curiosity about where it had come from. Locals reported hearing a loud boom and witnessing debris falling from the sky, adding to the intrigue of the situation. Astrophysicists later identified the remnants as part of a SpaceX trunk that had re-entered the atmosphere over the region. Middle Eastern orb. Footage released by NASA in 2022 raised new questions about what secrets lie in the Middle East. The MQ-9 Reaper drone captured an unidentifiable spherical orb UFO. The Department of Defense titled it Middle East Object, while keeping the drone's altitude, speed, and location secret. The orb appeared closer to the drone than the ground, suggesting it might be smaller than 0.43 meters. Though some thought it might be a balloon affected by motion parallax, NASA stayed quiet about its true nature. Spacefall. It was the night of April 2nd, 2022, when villagers in Sindawahi, India, witnessed light rays streaking across the sky. But they were in for a much bigger surprise. The next day, they found a massive metal ring on the ground, and it was still hot. This wasn't any ordinary ring. It measured 2 to 3 meters in diameter and weighed over 40 kilograms. As news spread online, people shared different theories. Some called it a meteor shower, while others suggested it was debris from a space rocket. Tiny humanoid. An old building renovation in Lahore, Pakistan, revealed a visitor unlike anything seen before. Workers were digging during their renovation work when they discovered a tiny, 4-inch creature in the soil. It was alive, but sadly, it couldn't survive once removed from its home. As the news spread, locals arrived and searched the area, hoping to find more of its kind, but it turned up empty. But before the mysterious creature was investigated, locals buried it near the area. Looks like some secrets aren't meant to survive in our world. Siberia alien. 2 walkers in Irkutsk, a remote town in Siberia, stumbled upon a decaying carcass. It appeared to be the damaged body of a 2-foot-high being, half buried in the snow. The strange figure had deep holes for eyes and a mouth in its skull-like head, with part of its right leg missing, resembling an alien. Interestingly, locals had reported hearing unusual sounds the previous night. It might have lost its way and got separated from its companions from outer space. Screaming alien. A green glow revealed an unexpected guest from another world. A group passing by noticed strange green light reflections from the lake bridge. As they moved closer, they found a creature that resembled a large chameleon. It had scaly skin and big, round eyes. The being remained motionless except for its head movements, as if trying to stay unnoticed. Sometimes the most unusual visitors of space choose the most ordinary places to appear. Alien remains.
It is not uncommon to find remains of deceased animals on a walk in the woods. What's weird is when those remains don't look like anything we remember from biology class.
On January 17th, 2019, an art student was walking through the woods in Chichibu City, Japan, when he came across a figure that seemed completely unknown to him. It appeared to be the skeletal remains of some creature with strange, long, twisted talons and a severely bent spine that gave it an almost bird-like bone structure. However, its head was more square-shaped and featured 2 rows of yellow, humanoid-like teeth. The head shape closely resembled that of a gray alien. Gray aliens are the most frequently cited extraterrestrials in reports of close encounters and abductions. Mystery corpse.
A mystery in her own backyard. A woman finds a creature but has no idea what this thing is.
A Central Florida resident was suddenly drawn outside by a strange, unpleasant odor spread around her house one afternoon. After investigation, she found a creature with a slender tail and a weird head. Its appearance was so unusual that it didn't resemble any reptile or mammal she had ever come across before.
It doesn't even look like something I've ever seen.
After posting several pictures online for others to see, the guessing game started. Some people suggested it was simply a possum, but with its bizarre and mysterious features, others weren't so sure, while others were sure that it was an alien. Flying humanoid. In the mountains of Nuevo León City, Mexico, an unusual sight amazed the onlookers. A dark figure that looked like a woman was floating in the sky. It wore what appeared to be a cape, leaving many people calling it the Witch. The UFO Club in Nuevo León filmed this strange sight. The video showed the shape moving slowly above the mountain peaks. Mexico's top UFO experts studied this case carefully. After looking at all the evidence, she believes what people saw was real. It might be an alien disguised as a witch. Alien. It was just another ordinary day on a construction site in India when workers looked up at the broken ceiling, and the sight surprised them. There, high above, stood 2 strange-looking beings covered in white fur. The creatures remained perfectly still, their large eyes and beaks fixed on the workers below. Their thin legs added to the otherworldly appearance, leaving the workers completely amazed. But before you go theorizing about aliens, it turns out these furry beings were baby owls, and they do look a little otherworldly. Peru's mysterious gate.
That rock, as clear as you can see, has a gigantic rectangle carved out of it.
Archaeologists uncovered this gate 800 miles southeast of Lima, near Lake Titicaca. This massive doorway carved into solid rock sits 14,000 feet high, leading to no one knows where. According to ancient stories, a priest king used a golden disc that fell from the sky to activate this portal.
This stargate was activated by the help of a golden disc.
And people think it's been used by aliens and other beings to travel through our world. Could this ancient structure be evidence of technology that connects us to another world? Or perhaps even a doorway to other dimensions used for centuries as we remain clueless? Miles-long drawing. A strange figure in Australia's red outback proved that art can reach skyward. A pilot flying over the Australian outback noticed a shape carved into the ground below. There, stretching across the desert floor, was an enormous humanoid figure with a bird's head. This massive ground carving turned out to be the largest human depiction ever created, so huge that astronauts can see it from space. Later investigations revealed it was an artistic masterpiece, carefully crafted into the red earth. Some artists choose canvas, others choose entire deserts for their work. Nazca aliens.
Once the scientists arrive, the body is revealed, and they get to analyze it for the first time.
Peru's ancient ground uncovered creatures that challenged our understanding of history. In one of Earth's most mysterious archaeological sites, Nazca, Peru, scientists made an extraordinary discovery: mummies unlike any human remains ever found. The creature measured 168 centimeters tall, suggesting it once walked upright like humans. But its features told a different story: 3 long fingers, an odd skull, and no ears, all preserved under white dust. 2 of these unusual mummies later appeared at a conference in Mexico, where Congress leaders dated them to 2,000 years ago, suggesting a long-lost connection with ancient Mayan people. Past leaves us with puzzles that the present struggles to solve. Alien corpses. Mexico City's government building hosted an unexpected ancient visitor. In 2017, a Mexican journalist and UFO researcher sparked worldwide interest when he brought unusual mummified remains to Mexico City's Congress. These mysterious specimens were actually discovered in Peru and looked odd. When scientists performed X-rays and CT scans, they confirmed these 1,000-year-old remains didn't match any known species on Earth. Scientists found evidence of aliens visiting Earth years ago. Alien mummies. In 2022, customs officers in Peru found something strange. 2 doll-like figures and a hand with 3 fingers. One doll was even dressed like a little girl. People online got very excited. Many thought these items were proof of aliens, maybe from an alien center or another planet. But when experts looked closely, they found the real truth. These weren't alien artifacts at all. The dolls and hands were made from regular stuff: paper, glue, metal, and bones from humans and animals. They now know what they're made of. They still haven't figured out who created them or why. Extraterrestrial hand.
Hay 2 metales, ¿no? Hemos visto 2 anillos de metal.
In January 2016, explorers in the Peruvian desert made an odd discovery. It was a hand with grayish, decaying skin. What made it truly unusual were its extra-long fingers with visible nails. It had 2 metal rings, one mysteriously embedded within the other. The hand showed strange deformations mixed with metallic elements, setting it apart from anything familiar. Not all treasures buried in desert sands can be easily explained. Non-human skull. In Paola, Malta, archaeologists made a strange discovery in 1907. While digging in the Hypogeum, they found about 7,000 ancient skeletons. Unlike human skulls, these were odd, stretched backward instead of growing upward like normal human skulls. Scientists couldn't explain why they looked so different from any known human remains. Few of these are still preserved, and Malta's National Museum of Archaeology is their new resting place, where experts continue to study them, hoping to solve their ancient secrets. Death Valley UFO. 2 years after Roswell in Bakersfield, California, workers heard a loud noise overhead. They watched as an object zooming at 300 miles per hour crashed into nearby dunes. At the crash site, they found an aluminum flying saucer and spotted 2 dwarf-like beings with reptilian skin. The strange creatures disappeared into the desert without a trace. They quickly left, fearing the aliens might return, which added another chapter to America's UFO mysteries. Now, it's time for today's open discussion. A mysterious object caught desert travelers off guard in the Arabian sands. A flat, disc-shaped craft balanced perfectly on several rods extending from its base to the desert floor, which made it look different from a usual aircraft design. The UFO remained still for a brief time, as if observing its surroundings. Then, it sealed shut its double doors and prepared for the departure. In an instant, the craft moved upward at a very high speed, vanishing from sight. The shocked witnesses barely had time to blink before their unusual desert visitor disappeared into the vast sky above.